Hello besties and welcome back to Bookmas. Today I am filming a doing book stuff video and I have not filmed one of these probably, I want to guess it's been like a year since I filmed a doing book stuff video, but they're my favorite videos to watch on Booktube. I feel like reading vlogs and doing book stuff are just my two favorite things that I cannot help but watch. They're my absolute favorite. And so for Bookmas, I thought it would be really fun to film a doing book stuff video, and I have a lot of different ideas for what we could actually do during this vlog. I'm not married to any of these ideas, but I just want to throw them out there right now, and then we'll obviously see whatever I get up to as the video progresses. Some ideas that I have, we might do a little bit of book shopping. I think that would be really fun. I also would love to update my reading journal. I feel like that's something I haven't done in way longer than I should have, and so that would be really productive. I would also love to update you guys on the books that I'm currently reading. I'm in the middle of two. Honestly, I'm in the middle of a lot of books right now, but the two books that I'm focused on, I would love to talk about and do a bit of a reading vlog portion in this video. Listen to my audiobook, maybe do some cozy crafts. There are so many different directions that we could go for this video. But what I did want to start out with is, again, updating you guys on my current reads. And I am actually really close to finishing at least one of these. I wouldn't be surprised if we finished both books in this video. So the first book that I am reading right now is Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. And I'm actually 90% of the way through this book. So I feel like I'm almost certainly going to be finishing this book in this video if I don't literally finish it later today. And this is a small town romance series where we are following two main characters. We have Skylar, who is an incredibly famous singer and celebrity, but she's having a lot of problems in the public eye, a lot of problems with the media, problems with her managers, all of that kind of stuff. And so she kind of just decides to leave everything behind in LA and go to record some of her own music in this small town called Rose Hill. And while Skylar is there in this small town, she meets West, who kind of was a bad boy, but now he has settled down a lot. He has two kids. He's a single dad. He works on a ranch or like in a barn, like takes care of horses, that kind of vibe. And obviously they fall in love. And I was really nervous about this book because I did not like book one, Wild Love, I think. Yeah, this is Wild Eyes. Book one is Wild Love. I think I gave Wild Love 2 stars, but this one I'm like actually really enjoying. I feel like the plot is a lot more interesting and I like the characters a lot more. I'm not loving how spicy it is. That's definitely not my favorite, but I do really enjoy West and his dynamic with his kids. I feel like the kids add a lot to this book versus take away from it. And so, yeah, I'm really enjoying it, but we're definitely at that point where there's like conflict and things are hopefully going to resolve soon. I don't know exactly how they're going to resolve, but I'm really enjoying Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. And then the next book that I am in the middle of is Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, and this is book 2 in the Emily Wilde series, and these are cozy fantasy books. Now, I am an action-packed fantasy girl, and so I read the first book in this series a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. It's been a long time, and I haven't continued it because honestly, if I'm being completely real, I found the first book in this series a little bit boring. I liked it, but I just wasn't very riveted by it. But over the years, I have definitely continued thinking about that book, and so I have decided to continue the series and pick up book 2. I'm about 33% of the way through this book and I'm having so much fun. Like, I don't know what it is about this book that's changing my experience. I will say I am doing a lot of audiobook listening, or at least I've done a lot of audiobook listening so far, but I'm about to lose my loan on Libby, which is so sad. I still have like 60+% of the way to go and I'm about to lose access to my audiobook, which is so sad. But the audiobook has made me really enjoy this story. And so, yeah, those are the 2 books that I'm focused on right now. I honestly think a little bit later this afternoon, I'm going to try to sit down and get some reading done of Wild Eyes because I'm so close to finishing that book and I would just love to tick one more book off for this month. But yeah, that is my first little update. I'm going to do some reading and then I'm sure we'll jump into some more book stuff later in this vlog. I'm so excited. Happy Bookmas, and I will see you guys when I'm either reading or doing book stuff. I finished Wild Eyes about 30 minutes ago, and honestly, I really enjoyed that so much more than I was expecting to. I think just because I really did not enjoy the first book in the Rose Hill series, I was just convinced that I wasn't going to like any of the other books in the series. But at the same time, I know that I enjoy Elsie Silver's books as like quick palate cleansery type of reads. And so like I did just want to give this a chance. And honestly, I've just been reading this in bed every single night for weeks at this point, but we finally did it. We finally finished it. A few things that I enjoyed about this book. I really liked Skylar as our main character. I've never actually read a one of them is famous trope before. This was the first book that I had read that meets that description, that has that trope. I also really liked West. He was just a really sweet guy. And I think my favorite part was the kids. West's kids were just absolutely adorable, and I really liked the relationship that Skylar had with his kids. And it was also just really fun to see Ford and is it Rosie, the two main characters from the first book, pop up in this book. I feel like that's just something that I absolutely love about interconnected standalone series, and so that was like a really fun little aspect of this book. I think I'm going to give it a 3.75 is what I'm leaning towards. At the end of the day, these books are just too spicy. They don't have enough depth for me, but they're the perfect books to read in between other books. So yeah, that is another book done. I'm so happy that I finished this, and I guess I will catch up with you guys when I do my next book related activity. It's been about a week since I updated this video, and that's because this past week was actually the Thanksgiving holiday. You guys are getting a little bit of a sneak peek into the behind the scenes of filming Bookmas, because I do have to film some of these videos a little bit early just so I can get everything out to you guys on time. But for the last week, I was back home in San Diego visiting my family, and I went to a bookstore inside of a Christmas tree farm. It was the most Christmassy and bookish thing that I think I have ever done, and I'm honestly itching to go back. I wish the exact same thing was here in Dallas. And so the place itself that we went to is a nursery most of the year. It's called the Mission Hills Nursery, I think. So if you guys are ever in San Diego, you guys can go and check this nursery out yourself. But during the holiday season, it's full of Christmas trees. So I went with my mom and my nana, and we're walking around. You look at the Christmas trees and the poinsettia flowers, and you just see all these beautiful Christmassy things. And then you walk to the back of the nursery, and there's just this big orange shipping container or crate. I don't even know what the technical term is. And inside of that is the start of a bookstore. And so they're actually working on expanding the bookstore and like making it bigger. I don't know if they're going to have like a permanent building for everything. Again, right now it has just like that temporary shipping container look. But regardless, it was so much fun just to like walk around in the Christmas trees and then walk around and look at all of the books. And honestly, even though it was small, I feel like the diversity was really good. They had stuff for young kids, middle grade, high school, adult, fiction, thriller, romance, fantasy, like they had everything in there. In fact, there were several books in there that are on my annual TBR for 2026, which is a Bookmas video that should actually already be live if you guys are interested in watching that. And the only reason that I did not end up buying something is because I had to fly home and my carry-on suitcase was already completely packed. I don't really ever travel with anything bigger than a carry-on, and so there was just absolutely no room left in my carry-on suitcase to come back to Dallas with more books in there. Like it wasn't going to happen. But I thought that that would be a fun thing to show you guys and talk about during this doing books video, because it was so much fun to again go to a bookstore inside of a Christmas tree farm with my mom and my Nana, who again, you guys would have seen in the B-roll footage. And so it feels so good to be back home now, but I did just want to update you guys on that because it's a bookish thing and a Christmassy thing that I had to include because this is Bookmas, you know? So I think that's honestly all I have to say about the bookstore and the book shopping and just like feeling like a Christmassy book girl. But before we move on to the next bookish activity, there was one other thing that I wanted to update you guys on during this update, and that is actually the outfit that I am wearing today. And so I wanted to thank Quince for working with me on this video. I don't know about you guys, but I love feeling so cozy and cute during the winter time and during the holiday season. And Quince is a brand that I already know and love. So when they reached out to work with me, I was so happy and so excited because I love their products. Literally, when I was home over Thanksgiving, I was fangirling with my mom and my sister about how cool it is to get to work with a brand that all three of us are literally obsessed with. They were totally jealous. But yeah, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a haul because Quince sent me some beautiful pieces that I am going to be wearing all winter long and honestly for years and years after this winter. And the first thing is this white cardigan. I love the material of it and how thick it is. I think it is so cute and so flattering. And then you can't really see it in this shot, but I am wearing the cutest green little pants from Quince that fit me so perfectly. But I kid you not, I am obsessed with these green cargo pants. They're giving Kim Possible in like the best way ever. Then next is this simple little brown cashmere sweater. I have been obsessed with brown. When I went to New York City a couple months ago, I literally was so addicted to wearing the color brown, shopping for the color brown. And so when I saw just like a cute casual brown long sleeve cashmere sweater, I was like, yep, add to cart, you are mine. Then I also picked up this sweater and I think this is going to be so cute for the rest of the winter season. I have some really fun and festive activities that I'm going to be doing with some friends. And so I think this striped sweater will be so perfect for all of the activities that I'm hoping to do this winter. And then the last two pieces, I was really on the hunt just for some more comfy bottoms. And so I found these really adorable blue like stretch waist pants, and they're really loose all the way down, which I'm obsessed with. And they're basically pajamas, but you don't look like you're wearing pajamas because they have a little bit of structure. And then this last piece is not wintry at all. So I'm probably gonna have to wait to wear this, but I don't even care because of how cute it is. And that is this long white skirt. And this one is just so cute. It's so flowy. It's so perfect for like the spring and summertime. Those are all of the pieces that I have to share with you guys today. If you guys are interested in any of these products or honestly just anything from the Quince website, I am gonna link everything in the description box down below. Once again, I just wanna always thank you guys for being here and supporting me. Anytime you click on those links or purchase something from those links, it really helps me. And I'm just so lucky and so grateful to be working with a brand that I already absolutely love. But that is it for me. I will update you guys for my next cozy bookish activity. It is the next day, the sun is out, and I wanted to show you guys a little update on my reading journal. I didn't finish like the whole entire thing, but I did make a lot of progress, and so I thought I would walk you guys through it. So the first spread that I updated last night was my October wrap up, and October was a really good reading month for me. I read 6 books, and most of them were pretty highly rated. I had 1 3-star, and then the rest were like 4 to 5-star reads, which is amazing. I love it when reading months are good. And I feel like another perk of this spread is I just got to fill up the whole page with books, because I feel like normally I'm reading 4 to 5 books a month, and it's rare that I read 6 and just get to see like the entire page filled up. So that was great. And then I also worked on my October reflection, and I just reflected on all of the books that I read in October. So I read 6 books. I bought 2 books. I read from 4 different genres, which again, I love to do. I just get bored really easily from reading the same genre over and over again. Like earlier this year, I went on a stretch where I was reading only romances, and I've like barely touched romance since I went on that streak. And so I think it's just better for me as a reader to mix up what genres I'm picking up. Then I did update my yearly goals page, and I checked off all of the books that I have read so far in the year. And I only actually have 2 books left, which feels really, really good. Right now I have Sounds Like Love and Reckless, and I am doing a reading vlog for Bookmas where I read both of those books, and I don't have any idea if that video is coming out first or if this video is coming out first. Like at the time that I'm filming this, it's kind of just going to depend on what gets done first. I am really excited to read both of those books, especially Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, because I'm just obsessed with her writing and with her books. And so it's like actually criminal to me that I haven't read that book yet. So I'm really excited. But other than that, there wasn't a ton to update on the yearly goals page. Then I updated my book bracket, and there was like one choice that was literally impossible. I made a note of it on the actual book bracket spread. And so I still have to update for November and December. But the top books that we have right now are Empire of Storms, which I absolutely loved. And then I had to choose between Kingdom of Ash and The Conditions of Will. And I sat there just staring at my book journal for so long because I had no idea. Like it's apples and oranges. I'm like, how am I supposed to choose? At the end of the day, I went with The Conditions of Will, but like, I don't feel good about it. You know, like I also loved Kingdom of Ash, and I worked so hard to get to that book. It doesn't feel fair to choose. Like those, I think, are my top 2. So the fact that they got pitted against each other was just kind of evil to me. But I did go with The Conditions of Will, and then I have Atmosphere as like my other top book, but I have to wait to choose between my like top November and December book for that like third final book, if that makes any sense. And then the last few spreads that I updated were my wish list. I had a bunch of books that I wanted to both buy and read, and so some of them I've bought and haven't read, some of them I've read but haven't bought, so I like read them from my library or on Kindle Unlimited. And then some of them I have done both, which was amazing. So I kind of just updated that page and checked them off. And then I got to do my favorite spread of them all, which was my ratings tracker and my genre tracker. So the ratings tracker is like a beautiful little bookshelf where I have associated a different color with a star rating. And so every time I read a book, I fill in the book with that color. And so honestly, I have like a pretty even distribution of all of the different colors. There is a lot of blue for 5 stars, but I wanted to make a note that 4 of those are rereads. And so to me, that didn't feel like, I don't know, like maybe next year I should do a different color for rereads. Yeah, I just ended up writing on them because I was like, whoa, it looks like I had a crazy amount of 5 stars. But really, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had 8, which is a lot. That's a ton, but it would look like I had 12 if I didn't mark the rereads. So that spread is really satisfying to me. And then I also did my genre tracker where I tracked all of the genres that I've read this year. And just by glancing at this, it looks like my top 2 are romance and fiction. I just like love reading a good romance in between more intense books. So I'll read like a romance and then a fantasy and then a romance and then a fiction and then a romance and then a thriller, like that kind of vibe. And so it ends up meaning that I read the most romance, but this year I've read a lot of fiction, which I'm really happy about. I have a couple nonfiction, a couple mystery thrillers in there. I think I have 3 that I can see right now. No sci-fi, no classics, which normally I do have a couple of those. So yeah, I'm really satisfied with how my genre tracker turned out. And so those were all of the spreads that I updated in my reading journal last night. It was just the most cozy and calm and therapeutic activity ever. I love updating my reading journal. There's definitely still work to do. Like I need to update my November and my December spreads with like my TBRs and my wrap-ups and stuff like that, but I just wanted to get fully caught up. That is all that I have for this update. The next time I do something book related, I will see you guys for the next little installment of doing book stuff. I know that I said that I would check back in with you guys when I am doing another book related activity. However, I have edited the majority of this vlog and we have a lot of footage already. So I don't actually think I am going to be doing any other book related activities in this video, but I did want to come on here and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I am having the best time doing Bookmas with all of you. Now we're at the point in the year where I've posted, we are into December, and it's just been so fun interacting with everybody in the comments. And so I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. Real quick before I let you go, I did just want to remind you all to check out Quince if you're interested in any of their products. I am obsessed with the stuff I got from them. I'm literally wearing the coziest little blue pants right now. I haven't stopped wearing their stuff since I got that package in the mail. It helps me out so much if you guys use my links. It'll let them know that I sent you over there. And so yeah, okay, if you guys made it all the way to this point in the video, comment down below the little jeans emoji so I know who the real ones are. I hope you guys are having the absolute best day and the absolute best reading month, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!